Well, guys, we're here yet again, and this is something I did not think I was going to be talking about again on the channel because I was a little skeptical on doing these movies because again, never really did Star Wars reviews on movies on the older movies or the originals, the prequels. I already did the sequels. I believe I did Rogue One, all that stuff. Like you guys have already seen, if you guys did watch my review 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna be talking about Episode 1, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. There is a lot of memories with this film. I remember seeing this in theaters when I was a kid. I remember I had such a good time seeing the trailer, seeing how everything was gonna be, and uh, a young Obi-Wan, and this unknown figure that was trying to go after our heroes, that would end up being Darth Maul. And this is where I really became a Darth Maul fan, and I really enjoyed the character. Now, going into this, if you guys have never seen it, again, quick recap, which again you need to. Uh, you have a very young Obi-Wan with his master Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson. This is the first appearance of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, and they are sent to do uh, negotiations with the Trade Federation that's going over Naboo. And once this happens, they later find out that they are working with a Sith Lord, aka Darth Sidious, who's also has his attack dog slash apprentice, Darth Maul. Now, while this is going on, Qui Gon and Obi Wan go to Naboo. They rescue the Chancellor of Naboo. They try to bring her back to Coruscant to get help from the Republic. And on the way, they stop near Tatooine and they meet a very young Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader. Now, they find out that he is a slave, that he and his mother have been in slavery for a very long time. They are owned by a creature by the name of Watto. And when this happens, we see the beginning of a, a Padme, who was a handmaiden apparently, but actually the queen of Naboo, which was crazy, uh, meet a very young Anakin, and Anakin just saw her, and as soon as he saw her, he pretty much fell in love with her. And he did not care if she was a handmaiden. He did not care if she was a queen or whatever. And he has so much potential. He has so much potential from being a pilot, especially with pod racing, which the pod racing scene is awesome. I'll say this now. I don't care how much backlash this movie gets. The pod racing scene is awesome. I remember seeing that in theaters, and I remember hearing it. I was like, "Oh man, that's so cool!" And then seeing a very young Jabba at that time, and seeing, um, you know, where Anakin goes up in the space, in space, and helping taking out the Federation ships. That was cool. Or the lightsaber battle between Qui Gon Jinn and Darth Maul, which was awesome, and then the dual fates with Darth Maul versus Obi Wan and Qui Gon, which was absolutely phenomenal. I know some people say, "Oh, that's not that good," or the prequel, the sequels did better, or this did. It's like no, no, no. Like believe what you want. Ray Park, he did such a great job with that character, with the dynamics of touring the lightsabers and the martial arts and everything else. I think they did such a great job with that he doesn't get a lot of praise for it. Now again, seeing Mace Windu for the first time, seeing Yoda for the first time, and if anyone noticed in the original film, when it first came out, before they changed some things, Yoda was actually puppeteered, but then it became CGI, which I think the CGI made it look a lot better in my opinion. But then we're going into a lot of things that gave these actors and actresses a lot of crap. Um, Natalie Portman got a lot of hate during these films. Ewan McGregor did, Liam Neeson did a little bit. They killed off Liam Neeson. Uh, they gave a lot of hate to two main characters in this, which was a very young Anakin Skywalker, played by Jake Lloyd. This man, he went through a lot of stuff. This young man, this man, he went through a lot of things. He got a lot of hate. He was in a lot of other movies. He was in Jingle All the Way. He was in I think a couple other films as well, if I remember correctly. Trying to remember. Yeah, Jingle All the Way was one of the main ones I remember him in. That was one of the main ones I remember him in. Other than that, wasn't in a whole lot of films other than those two films from Phantom Menace to Jingle All the Way, from what I remember. But I think, you know, and looking into this, this guy is only a few years older than I am, and he went through a lot of mental abuse and physical abuse from the Phantom, for playing the way that he was chosen to be. And even, Ahmed Best as Jar Jar Binks, a lot of people gave him crap, saying that, oh my God, Jar Jar's insensible. I can't handle him. He's so stupid. He's this, he's that. All these things, right? And again, when I was a kid, I loved Jar Jar Binks. I thought he was hilarious. I laughed so hard. I did not imagine how bad the hate of these films were. Because there are people that I've met that's like, oh, well, this one sucks or this one sucks. It's like, okay, why does it suck? Oh, well, it just sucks. It's like, okay, explain to me, why does it suck? Like one of my favorite scenes that I laugh at still this day is when they're stuck underwater in the pod, and you see where, Jar Jar's like, oh, we'll die in here, ho ho. And he's like, what? Yeah, monster out there, we leaking in here. I'll seek it and no power. That was funny, and it still is funny. It was like comedy, and people either didn't get it, they didn't understand it, or they didn't care. And again, this movie gets a lot of hate, and then now it's gotten praise. It's gotten mixed, reviews. Which again, everyone's gonna have their opinion, but again, it's just like, come on. I remember playing the game of this several times. I remember owning the toys from Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan to Darth Maul to Padme Amidala to I think Sidious and a few others. Again, overall, this movie gets a lot of hate. I think this movie deserves better. I think this movie did deserve better, and I'm glad that the actors are finally getting the praise they deserve, from not only Liam Neeson to Ewan McGregor to Ray Park to Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley, Ahmed Best to Jake Lloyd, all these individuals. You shouldn't go after the actor or actress. Now, again, some people may argue with me and go, well, you're saying, let me clarify. You should not go after them for a character. Now, you can critique the character. That is fine. But if the actor or actress starts throwing the race card, the gender card, like we've seen in, let's see, Acolyte, in Andor, and among others. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. Then it's a different story. Then it's like, okay, why are you throwing this up? But again, to the matter at hand, I enjoyed Phantom Menace when I was a kid. It may not be my favorite out of the prequels, but it's still a good movie in my opinion. It tells the story of the fall of Anakin Skywalker. And again, this kid, this child, this boy that will grow up to be a menace and a hero in many forms, started as a slave. Saw a beautiful girl, fell in love with her instantly, found this unknown knight, so to speak, that was almost like a father figure to him, meets him, and then quickly loses him. And then gets trained by his apprentice that becomes like your father, so-called tri-father figure to brother. And things just take the turn from there. So, I think people give a little too much hate for this. Hayden Christensen got a lot of crap as well for not only Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. He still got a little bit of crap from when he came back, in Ahsoka especially. But overall, I think Star Wars, if it goes back to its roots, which I've been saying for years, then I think we'll be better off than what we are right now. So that's my thoughts, guys. Like I said, I have a very fond memory of doing this. Like I said, I went um, after the movie, went to Walmart, get stuff, got some toys, went to Pizza Hut, had some pizza, got some toys from there because they did a thing around that time. If you guys remember, Pizza Hut would do a thing for real hot movies, like Star Wars or this or that. And I remember that. And I remember I got something. I think I got Darth Maul on his speeder, and then I got the Naboo ship that Padme and all them were on. I think that's what I got, but again, it's been so long I don't have those toys anymore. But overall, I think this movie does get a little too much hate. But again, what do you guys think of Phantom Menace? Is it a good movie? Is it a bad movie? What was your overall opinion of the movie? Let me know down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you as always on the next one.